Everyone remembers the album called Faith. Almost nobody knew what George Michael was carrying when he made it. Before the leather jacket, before the swagger, before the record that sold tens of millions of copies and made him one of the most famous human beings alive, there was a young man sitting alone in a room in North London, trying to figure out who he was without the one thing that had made him feel safe. Wham! Had just ended. He was 23 years old. He had spent the last 5 years being one half of something the world loved. And suddenly he was standing in a corridor backstage at Wembley, surrounded by noise and celebration, completely alone in a way that no one around him could see. He went home. He sat in the silence and he wrote Faith. The album sounded like arrival, like confidence, like a man who had finally become who he always meant to be. But that was not the whole truth, because inside those songs, Father Figure, One More Try, I Want Your Sex, was something the crowd never heard directly, the ache of a boy whose father never quite reached him. The loneliness of a man who could make millions feel understood but struggled to let anyone truly close. The grief of standing on the highest stage you've ever known and still feeling completely unseen. He gave the world exactly what it needed and kept the cost entirely to himself. That is what faith really was. Not a triumph, a survival.